We are finally here. We've made it to week 7, module 7. And so you know that this week is project 2. Here you're looking at your assignment. And I know that you all can read, but I did want to go over a couple of things with you. There is a template at the bottom of this. So be sure that you download this template. The template will be a PowerPoint and it will open up to this. You want to enable editing and you want to save it as somewhere on your computer. All of the different criteria for your rubric, is here on each of the screens, so you don't have to do too much, but just fill this in. Now, I'm not sure how familiar you all are with PowerPoint, so I do want to go ahead and just bring some things to your attention. First and foremost, it is okay if you want to turn this PowerPoint in as is, okay? What do I mean? When you go through and you fill out each of your pages, you can go ahead and outline what attraction is, for example. If you decide that you want to write a script or additional notes, you can put it down here in the notes section. So this is where you will place additional notes. If you have a script, you can also write your script in this area here. And as you can see with my mouse, if I hover over this line, it gives me the opportunity to increase this space or to decrease the space. If you are working on a Mac, this may be different for you, okay? You may need to go to YouTube and look up working in PowerPoint on a Mac in order to get some of the special keys that they may have that are different from a PC. What I will go over today is pertaining to a PC, okay? So additional things that you can do, it mentioned in your rubric here, the assignment, that if you wanted to record a script, then you can record a script. And that way you can do it as if you are verbally presenting. So you can provide audio or video components within the PowerPoint. So this is very simple. You all probably have at some point in your life done a PowerPoint and imported pictures and things of that nature. So anything that you want to add to your slide, if you so choose to do so, you will go to insert, and this is where you can insert any of these types of elements, whether it's slides, tables, images, illustrations, Power BI, forms, comments, text, media, symbols, or even record yourself on your camera, okay? So if you wanted to import a picture, then you can go into device or you can go to stock images. I would suggest that maybe you just go to stock images. They'll make it a lot easier because everything will be here in PowerPoint already ready for you to go. Go in and figure out what you want to put on that. So let's just say we want to say business people, okay? So we'll put in business people, excuse that. And then we'll just figure out one. Let's just pick one for now. So let's say her. We're going to go ahead and add her to the slide by double clicking. And after we do that, you're going to see over here, the designer is automatically going to come up with some ideas. So you don't have to be perfect at this. This is really a program that'll help you to put together a really nice presentation. So you can do that. If you want to see some more design ideas over here on the left-hand side or right-hand side, excuse me, then you can do that. Continue to scroll down until you see something that might work for you. Remember that you will have text on this particular page because we're now still on the attraction page. So just kind of going down, and you don't have to pick her, obviously. There were some other pictures there, but you can click down and just kind of scroll down until you find what you may like. And then you can, maybe when you find one that you like, you can click on it. So I'm going to just go down a few more. I'm probably taking too much time to do this. But let's just say, let's go back up because I think I saw something that I preferred in the very beginning. Let's go back up. All right. And I am probably taking too long. I'm acting like I'm doing this myself instead of showing you guys. So let me go ahead and just pick one. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. Okay. So when you click on it, you'll notice over here, it's already put this design for you onto this page, and now you can add your own bullet points right here. If you want to make this bigger, the text, you can just simply either highlight the text or you can just click on the entire box. As long as you see these hollow circles, then you can go up here and you can change the size of your font, etc. Okay, I do recommend if you're going to change the size of your font on one that you do it on all, and you can do it per page, but sometimes you might have more on the page than on another. So this is at your discretion. You can also, I like this one too. This is kind of nice because it has the picture in the background as a watermark, and then you can actually put your text on top. So I wanted to show that to you, even though you opened up the template. If you're going to insert a picture from the stock images, and then you're going to go in, and I'm just going to see what they have under human resources, see if they have anything. Okay, that's kind of boring. So let's see. Let's back out. I'm going to do one more, HR. So nothing yielded. So business people will probably be the best stock image library or category that you can select from. And again, you can select from any of these. Once you select from them, you're going to insert them, or you can double click to insert. The designer is going to come up, and you can select any of these that you like to fill in the rest of whatever your content is going to be as it relates to attraction. So I just wanted to do this for those of you who have never done PowerPoint or are not sure how to utilize PowerPoint. This is a great way to do it. This also pertains to recruitment. And as you go down, you'll see over here on the right-hand side that it's auto-populating different designs for your slides. So you guys get to make that decision. Just wanted to show that to you. And then over here, you can put your content. Again, if you have a lot of text, you may need to reduce it if you have a lot, or if you don't have that much, you can make it larger, but make sure that your content is substantive. Okay, you don't want to have it too hollow, because then you don't want to lose points on this. You want it to be substantive. All right, so just wanted to show that to you all, and this is how you can do this once you get into PowerPoint. This may or may not automatically be on your screen, so I'm going to take it off. So when you open up your presentation initially, this is how it's going to look. It's going to be very plain. All right, this is the actual template, as you can see up here, the template that came in the module. Once again, I'm going to do this one more time. Insert pictures, stock images, business people, select business people, insert, and then it'll embed into the page. That is when your designer will automatically come up, and you can now choose what your cover page is going to look like. You don't have to use what I just selected, but I just wanted to show you this as you're getting into your project, okay? So you don't have to try to go out online and figure out where to find pictures that will help to spruce up your presentation. You can do it all right here in PowerPoint. The next thing I want to tell you about is inserting sound. If you so choose to do so, you are not required to. You can write your script here down below, or whatever narrative that you want to write. So write your narrative here, and your narrative can correlate to whatever you have on screen. I'm going to go to a different page because this is a title page. I'm going to go here to the content page, and I'm just going to, I want to click again, just for the sake of this video, stock images, business people. Okay, I don't even think you have to put the word people. Actually, it looked like it came up when I just put business, and insert, and then your designer is going to automatically, again, pull up different interfaces that you can use, and you can just select one. All right, so I'm just going to go with this one for now, attraction, and this is where you're going to write that content right here. This is how you can increase the size of your text box, decrease the size of your text box, widen the size, or adjust the height. Do be careful when you have darker backgrounds. You want to make sure you don't have dark text on dark backgrounds, which is why the template's already set up for you, where if you have a dark background, you're going to have lighter text, and lighter background, darker text. Okay, so wanted to show you that. Now, if you want to record, you can go to Insert again, go over to Media, click the drop down button, and then go to Audio. When you click Audio, you can record your audio. What's going to happen is you're going to get this dialog box, which is a pop-up box, and you can start to speak. Hello, this is the class. And so this is how I've been creating your videos for this course. Once you're done, you're going to select stop. As you can see, whatever I recorded was 6 seconds, and then I'm going to click OK. What's going to happen is this little speaker icon is going to automatically drop into the middle of your presentation. I always like to drag it off of the actual presentation. And why? When you get ready to put this into presentation mode, if you don't, that icon will be there. We want the sound there, but we don't necessarily want the icon there, because if the icon is there, then when you press show, it's going to be on screen, and you don't really want that, right? So I typically will just drag it right off screen. Then I will test it. So you have to be on it to have this menu. If you're not clicked on the element, that menu will not be there. Click on to the element, and then you can listen just by clicking this button here. That's going to allow you to hear what you've said that pertains to this particular slide. So once you get that, you also want to stay on that element. Click onto the element that you want to work with, and you're going to see playback up here at the top. You will not see audio format or playback if you are not on the element. So if you look up here, you see playback and audio format are not there anymore. So you make sure anything you want to do with this sound that you click on, and now you have your audio format and your playback. So click playback. You want it to start automatically, and you also want to make sure the volume is going to default to high, so you can just leave it there. And now you want to test it out. Now that you've dragged it off of the actual presentation off to the side, and you've also clicked the playback in order for it to play automatically. When you put it into show mode, it'll start to play your audio automatically, okay? I'm getting out of this by pressing the escape key on my keyboard, and that takes me back to this PowerPoint presentation where I can actually work with it, okay? So this is how you can do this. I will say this finally, this is optional. You do not have to record on your slides. That is something that is optional, and if this is difficult, don't worry about it. I will accept your PowerPoint with just stuff on the screen as long as the content is substantive. I will accept if you want to add notes or any type of narrative in your notes section. If your notes section is not showing and your PowerPoint comes up like this, then all you have to do is go over to this icon here and click that icon, the second one to the left of the slide sorter. It'll say normal view. And then you can just hover or push your mouse up till your cursor changes into a 2-way arrow. Hold down your mouse, your left mouse button, and push that up while you're holding down the left mouse button, and that will open up your notes section where you will be able to type your script or narrative, all right? That's it. So just wanted to show you all those tips for putting together a more interactive PowerPoint, and I won't go too much further into that. For those of you who are interested in doing transitions between your slides, that's something you can do, but you don't have to. Right now, if I put this into show mode, when I click, it'll just go to the next slide. If I click, it'll just go to the next slide, okay? So That's one thing. I'm going to press the escape key on my laptop keyboard. It's going to take me back to the presentation, and that's one thing that you can do. If you've decided that you want to add transitions in between the different slides, then here's how you can do it. You can go into your slide sorter view, which is down here at the very bottom. If you hover, you'll see 4 squares. And those squares they're like in a square shape themselves. That's your slide sorter view. And if you're not sure, you can just hover your mouse over it and the word slide sorter will come up. That's what you want to click to get into this mode, okay? What this is going to allow you to do is Control A on a PC, not a Mac. You will have to do something else to select all on a Mac. Another thing that you could do if you have a Mac is you can simply take your mouse and hold down the mouse key and just slide down with your mouse. The other thing that you can do, like I said, is a Control A if you are on a PC. That selects all of your slides at once. So you can then go up to transitions, and then you can just put whatever type of transition that you want to add. So I'm just going to do a simple wipe. So what that means is that all of the slides in between their transitions are going to wipe. So I'm going to click over here in the gray space just to stop it, because right now it was applying. Then I'm going to go back over next to the slide sorter view. I'm going to go to the left of that to the normal view so that we can return to the view we were just in. And now you definitely want to save as you're making different changes. So always save as you make those changes. And then you can go over here again at the very bottom, your icons. Go over to the slideshow view and put it into slideshow. And now as you click to go to each of the slides, now it's got that treatment on it, that slide, the wipe treatment that I had selected. Right now it's wiping from left to right or from right to left, and you can see it better when you have a picture on screen. It's not as evident when you have a plain screen, but here you can see it's wiping from the right to the left. And if you look at these texts now without the pictures, you can see that it is wiping from right to left, okay? You can use any of these transition effects to transition between your slides. If you click that down arrow, it's going to reveal other things that you can use to transition from one slide to the other. This is all optional stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to do any of this. You can, if you don't know this program and you just feel comfortable opening it up and just filling in this information, that is what I am going to be evaluating you on. I'm going to be evaluating you on how well you have met the criteria in the rubric. So on your attraction slides, the first slide will explain at least 2 responsibilities and the impact HR has on attracting talent. And the second slide that says attraction continued will discuss how these responsibilities impact the employee experience. And you're going to repeat that for each of these. The template provided to you has 2 slides. So A, you don't have to put the letter A. Your titles are already created, but this is what you need to speak to when you are writing out your slide content, okay? So I hope that was helpful. I hope that as you get into this, that everything will be very, very clear for you. And they actually went in and put I'm going to increase the size on this for you so you can see it a little bit better. They actually went in and placed this right here for you. So you're going to describe at least 2 responsibilities that human resource professionals have in the attraction of talent. And that's what you're going to put here. The first one and the second one. You'll put in a second bullet, okay? And hopefully you see how that all correlates between the PowerPoint and this rubric, all right? As always, when you're answering your rubric, this is how you'll be evaluated. So for each of the criteria, there is a point value. So you want to make sure that you're speaking to each of these criteria so that you're getting the full points. I do want to note that you definitely want to utilize your Shapiro library and your book. and maybe even some of the resources that are in each of the modules that you've looked at throughout the term to use as resources for your paper or for your presentation. Because one of the most important things about this is that your APA is going to be very important in terms of your citations. You also want to make sure you do your in-text citations. So where you have this source that you've quoted or that you've referenced, but where in the paper does that source come up? Some of you, most of you get that, and you've been doing that. It is simply putting parentheses at the end of that statement that you've made in your paper or in your presentation. So some of you have lost points by not doing that. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I brought that back to your attention as you're working on your project 2 final. So I wish you all the very best. I do want to note to you that this week you have a quiz, and I know with the first quiz, if you did not do very well, that I just want to remind you, you can take the quiz 2 times only. So if you don't do that well the first time, maybe go back into the book, the chapter, and reread the concepts that you just tested on or that you were struggling with, and then go back in and retake the quiz, okay? Thank you so much. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Have a good one.